Good day, everyone, and welcome to the remedial class. Today, we will discuss the plane and spherical trigonometry. So, trigonometry is the study of triangles by applying the relationship between the sides of the angles. So, the term trigonometry comes from the Greek word trigonon, that means triangle, and metria, which means measurements. So there are two types of trigonometry. So we have plane trigonometry that deals with the triangles in a two-dimension of a plane, while the spherical trigonometry concerns with the triangles that is extracted from the surface of the sphere. So for today, we will discuss the plane trigonometry. So next, we have here the angles. So as a review, so there are four types of angles. So we all know naman na acute angle is an angle between 0 to 90. And for the right angle, it has an angle that is equal to 90 degrees. For the obtuse angle, it has an angle between 90 to 180 degrees. And a straight angle, it has an angle that is equal to 180 degrees. So we also have the complementary angles, which are if the two acute angles are added and their sum is equal to 90 degrees. While the supplementary angles are two angles between 0 and 180 degrees, that is, their sum is equal to 180 degrees. For the conjugate naman, it has a two angles between 0 and 360 rather, when added and their sum is equal to 360 degrees. So conjugate is also called an explementary. So another term for conjugate is explementary, guys. So let's try to answer some examples here. So we need to find the complement and the supplements of an angles. So if there are given an angle, which is 40 degrees, we need to find its complement and supplementary angles. To find the complementary angles of 40, so we already know that complementary angles is equal to 90. So we just need to subtract 90 degrees to 40 degrees to determine what is its complement angle. So 90 minus 40 is 50. So the complementary angle of 40 degrees is 50 degrees. For the supplementary angles, we already know that a supplementary angle is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, we just need to subtract 180 degrees to 40 degrees. So we have 140 degrees. So the supplementary angles of 40 is 140. So that's all. Then next, so here another example, we need to find the uh, measured of each marked angle in the given figure. So if the two angles are unknown here, so letter A, if angle B is equal to 6x and angle A is equal to 3x. So as you can see, or as you can observe, letter A figure is formed a right angle. So we all know that right angle is equal to 90 degrees. So we just need to sum or add the two angles, which are angle A, that is 3x, and angle B, that is 6x, which is equal to 90 degrees. So we need to find the unknown, the value of x here. So we just need to add the 6x and 3x is equal to 9x. So we just need to find the value of x. So by determining the value of x, we just need to divide 9 on both sides. So x is equal to 10. Okay? So we need to determine na the value of the angle B and the angle A. So by determining the value of angle A, we just need to substitute the value of x here. For the angle A, we have 3x here. So 3 times 10, which is our x. So the value of angle A is 30. For the value of angle B, we have 6x. So 6 times 10 is 60. So for the values, we have 30 and 60, which form a right angle. For the letter B figure, we observe that two angles form a supplementary angle. So supplementary angle is equal to 180 degrees. So we just need to add it up the values of angle A and angle B. So 4x plus 6x is equal to 180 degrees. So let's just add the 4x and 6x. So we have 10x here. And to get the value of x, we just need to divide both sides by 10. So x is equal to 18. To find the values of angle A, we just need to substitute the value of x here. So 6x. So 6 times 18, we have 108. And for the value of B, we have 4x. So 4 times 18, we have 72 degrees. So here are the values for each figures that is forming an right angle and a complementary angle. Sorry, the supplementary angle, rather. So next, after the angles, let's deal with the right triangle. So for the right triangle, so the opposite sides daw ng right angle, here, yung right angle natin, ito yung hypotenuse. So sa hypotenuse, pwede natin siyang tawaging line segment C or line segment AB, or here, line segment AB. Sorry. Ito pala. Yeah. Or just a line. Okay. So rewrite it. So for the hypotenuse, we have line segment AB, or pwede rin siyang length C. For the legs, which are the two remaining sides here. So for the legs, we can call it line segment BC, or it is length A, and we can uh, and the other one is line segment AC, or length B here. So we all know that the hypotenuse is always the longest side of a right triangle. So by knowing the lengths of the two sides of the right triangle, the length of the third side can be determined using the Pythagorean theorem. So the Pythagorean theorem is the square of the length of the hypotenuse of the right triangle that is equal to the sum of the squares of the lengths of its legs. Or we have here the formula a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So next, here, to determine or to understand the right triangle, let's try to solve some examples. So here, we need to determine the lengths of the unknown sides of each right triangle. So first, if the value for the triangle ABC here, so we all know that it is a right triangle. So pwede natin gamitin yung Pythagorean theorem para makuha natin yung unknown A natin. So for the unknown A, let's just use the Pythagorean theorem, and then the known sides, let's just substitute it. So let's just substitute the value of 4, the B, which is 4, and the value of C, which is 5. So A squared is equal to, sorry, minus 4 squared is equal to 5 squared. So we have here's A squared, then lipat natin yung 4 sa kabilang side, 5 squared plus 4 squared. So you already know 5 squared plus 4 squared is 41. So to get the value of A squared, so let's just, okay, guys. So here, let's just correct the formulas rather. Okay, so let's try to find the use the Pythagorean theorem. So we already know that A squared, it needs to be plus pala. Sorry. So A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So we need to solve for the value of A squared, which is 5 squared. Then lipat natin yung 4 squared natin. So magiging 4 squared minus. And so 9. So let's divide it both, or sorry, squared pala. Squared natin both sides. So A here is 3. So yeah. So for the value of A here, we have 3. Then for the triangle DEF, so let's use the Pythagorean theorem to determine the sides. So we have here the unknown is E. So E squared plus 1 squared is equal to 2 squared. So lipat lang natin yung 1 squared sa kabila. So 2 squared minus 1 squared is equal to 3. Then we apply the square root on both sides. So the answer for letter E here is square root of 3. For the triangle XYZ naman, so just use the formula a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So we have here 1 squared plus 1 squared is equal to z squared. So the value of z here is square root of 2. Okay? Sige, let's continue. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, here. So after the right triangle, let's focus on the trigonometric functions. So considering that the right triangle ABC has a right angle C and legs or lengths of ABC that is shown on this figure. So for the acute angle A, uh, the legs BC here is our opposite here, the opposite side. For the legs AC, ito naman, yung horizontal part niya, yan naman yung adjacent side natin. So yung hypotenuse natin is yung longest side naman ng triangle natin for the right angle. So the ratio of the sides of the right triangle occur often enough in the practical applications to warrant their own names. So for the trigonometric functions, let's just focus here. So for the vertical side, we have the opposite or yung letter A natin. For the horizontal side naman, yan yung tinatawag na adjacent. If yung ito na angle yung uh, ino-observe natin. So, yung side na ito yung opposite, yung malapit sa angle A, ito naman yung adjacent, tapos yung longest side naman, yan yung hypotenuse natin. Okay? So, here are the trigonometric functions natin. So, there are 6 trigonometric functions of A here. So, for the sine A, we already know na, so isulat muna natin ulit. Okay, ayan yung dumaan dyan. So, we have here, okay, if this is angle A, B, and C, so ito yung, so in naming the legs, guys, yung mga angles niya is yung opposite niya, yan yung legs natin. So, kung nandito yung A natin, yung opposite niya, ito yung legs niya, leg A. For the B naman, angle B, ito naman yung leg niya. And always, kapag yung opposite ng right angle natin, yan yung hypotenuse natin. So, ito yung C natin. Okay? For the sine A, so we all know naman, pag trigonometric functions, ang sine A natin is yung opposite side over the hypotenuse, or A over C. For the cosine naman, we have the adjacent side, this one. So, adjacent side natin over the hypotenuse. Yan. For the tangent naman, tangent A natin, we have the opposite side over the adjacent side, or AB. And then, for the cosecant is kabaliktaran naman siya ng sine natin, which is the hypotenuse over the opposite side, or C over A. For the second naman, kabaliktaran ng cosine natin. So we have the hypotenuse over the adjacent side, which is C over B. And for the cotangent, we have the adjacent side over the opposite side, or B over A. Okay? So yung trigonometric functions natin, yan yung mga, kung dati, we have the acronym of SOHCAHTOA. And yung kabila naman is ito yung CHO-SHA-KAW. Or for the SOHCAHTOA, we have ito yung sine natin, sine, then opposite over hypotenuse, and then yung C natin dito, ito yung cosine natin. Then, A natin here is the adjacent and the hypotenuse. Then, for the T naman, we have the tangent, the opposite over adjacent natin. So, kabaliktaran naman niya, Choshakaw, which is C natin is cosecant, which is hypotenuse over opposite. And then, S natin is the secant, which is hypotenuse over adjacent. And then, natin is cotangent, which is adjacent over opposite naman. So, para mas maintindihan ninyo, or para mas, sorry, para mas madali ninyong familiarize yung trigonometric functions, you can use these acronyms, the SOHCAHTOA and the CHOSHAKAW. So, pero need nyo muna na malaman kung saan yung opposite, yung hypotenuse, at saka yung adjacent sides ng right triangle. Okay? So, pag dito tayo, pag yung observers ay natin is nasa A, yung malapit na legs dyan, yan yung adjacent natin. And then yung sa kabila naman, eto naman yung opposite naman niya. And then, we always remember na ang longest leg dyan is yan yung hypotenuse natin. So, kung sa B naman tayo, kung B naman tayo, okay, kung sa letter B, yung A naman natin dito, yan naman yung adjacent natin. Tapos, always naman, yung sa kabila, yan yung opposite natin. Okay? So, yan lang siya. Para mas maintindihan ninyo ang trigonometric functions. So, meron din tayo na pares ng trigonometric functions. Another trigonometric functions. Ito yon. So, yung cosecant natin, so we all know naman, yung cosecant natin is yung reciprocal ng sine natin. Okay? Para naman sa secant naman natin, ito, yung secant is yung reciprocal naman ng cosine natin. And for the cotangent, ito yung reciprocal ng tangent natin or yung kabaliktaran niya. For the sine naman, so ito yung kabaliktaran ng cosine. So 1 over cosine. And for the cosine naman, we have the 1 over secant. And for the tangent, we have the 1 over cotangent. So I hope na uh, na-remember ninyo kung ano yung mga trigonometric functions natin. So here, to be more familiar with the trigonometric functions, let's start to try to solve some examples. So here, we need to find the values of all the 6 trigonometric functions of 45 degrees. So we have here a box or a square. Tapos hinati natin. we have the diagonal here. Okay. Sa diagonal natin. Yan. And then, we all know na yung angle dito is 45. So, kailangan natin ma-solve yung anim na trigonometric functions ng 45. Ano? So, we need to determine first kung halimbawa yung dalawang leg is equal to 1. So, kailangan muna natin isolve si hypotenuse. So, para makuha si hypotenuse, so we need to solve using the Pythagorean theorem. So, we have here c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So, we already know na yung opposite ng a, ito yung a side natin. Tapos yung opposite naman ng b, ito yung b side natin. So we all know naman na each legs sorry, has a length of 1. So 1 squared plus 1 squared is equal to 2 for the c squared. So para makuha natin yung value ni c, we need to square both sides. So c is equal to square root of 2. So always, pag halimbawa, uh, yung angle natin is 45, tapos 1 lang naman yung lahat. So, yung hypotenuse natin dyan is always naka-square root of 2. Okay? So, let's proceed. Okay? So, here, sorry. So, drawing natin ulit. Ay, ba't drawing natin ulit? Yan. So, ito yung A natin, yung C natin, at yung angle B natin. So, always remember, yung kabaliktaran ng angle natin is yung legs ng kanilang mismong letter pa din. So, angle A natin, yung opposite niya is yung leg A natin. Yung B naman natin, opposite niya is yung leg B natin. And then, always remember na ang opposite ng right angle natin is yung hypotenuse natin. Sorry. Or yung uh, length C natin. So here, we already know naman na yung values nila. So, is equal to 1, is equal to 1, and yung C natin is equal to square root of 2. So, para makuha natin yung, tapos ito yung angle 45. Yan. So, para makuha natin yung trigonometric functions ng angle 45 natin, susulat muna natin dito. So, sine. So, we all know na ang sine natin is equal to, okay, sine 45. Sine 45 is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, or A over C. So, we all know naman na ang over C is 1 over square root of 2. For the cosine naman, yung kanina, susulat ko na lang dito, so katowa. Yan. And then, cho, sha, kao. Yan. So, para sa cosine naman, cosine 45 natin, we already know na adjacent over hypotenuse. So, adjacent is B, and then hypotenuse natin is C. So, B natin is 1 pa din. So, 1 over square root of 2. Okay? For the tangent naman, tangent 45 natin, we all know na tangent 45 is opposite over adjacent, or A over B, or 1 over 1, or is equal to 1. So we all know na ang tangent 45 is always 1. Next, nakuha na natin yung sa sine natin, cosine at tangent. Sunod naman yung another or yung reverse ng tatlo. Okay? So for the reverse ng sine natin, we have cosecant. Cosecant 45, we have here cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite, or C over A, which is square root of 2 over 1. Or, ang answer na lang dito is square root of 2. Okay? So, for the opposite naman ng cosecant natin is yung secant natin. Secant 45, we have hypotenuse over adjacent, or C over B. So we have here C is square root of 2 over 1 pa din. So, same lang sila ng value ni cosecant, which is square root of 2. For the cotangent naman, cotangent 45, we have here opposite over adjacent over opposite. We have B over A, which is 1 over 1 is equal to 1. Ayan. So mostly, yung basta equal to 45, yung sine natin at yung cosine natin is mostly pareho. Kasi we all know naman na pag angle 45, always yan na pareho yung kanyang length or yung leg natin. Kasi ang triangle naman, we all know na ang sum of interior angles for a triangle is equal to 180. So we all know naman na ang right angle natin is 90. So yung kabilaan is 45 na. So equal yan mostly. Basta 45 yung angle natin. So kung mapapansin ninyo, sine 45 is 1 over square root of 2. Then yung cosine natin is 1 over square root of 2. And then for the cosecant naman at secant, same lang din. Tsaka yung cotangent natin at yung tangent natin. So mag-iiba lang yan siya pag halimbawa yung kinuha naman natin na trigonometric functions is yung angle niya is 30 degrees. Okay? Okay? Sige. Let's continue. So we have here the analytic trigonometry. So to define the trigonometric functions of any angles, so we need to include including the angles less than 0 degrees or greater than 360 degrees, kailangan natin ng general definition of an angle. So we have here, if yung angle natin is formed by rotating a ray of O and A. So nirotate natin ang O and A, where yung endpoint O natin, ito yung vertex natin. Ayan, ito. We have the vertex O here. Ito pala. So from angle AOB, ito, first, pag ito siya, nirotate daw natin so that the ray is in the new position. So denoted by the ray OB. Okay. So kung ito siya, yung acute angle natin, nirotate daw natin. Nirotate natin yan. Ganyan. So ang ray OA natin, yung first, yan daw yung initial side ng angle natin. And OB naman, yan yung terminal side ng angle natin. So yung first or original position ng angle natin, so ito yung initial side natin. Yan siya. Then, ang terminal side natin is pag ni-rotate daw natin siya. So ito yung initial side, and then ito naman yung terminal side. And also, pag ni-rotate daw natin ng clockwise direction, yung angle natin is negative. While ang yung rotation natin is counterclockwise, yan naman is positive. Kasi we all know naman na ang rotation ng angle natin is counterclockwise, di ba? Sige, let's continue. Okay. So here, we can define the trigonometric functions of an angle in terms of the Cartesian coordinates. So we need to recall the x and y coordinate natin. So we all know naman na yung x point natin is the x coordinate and the y coordinate natin is yung y natin. And also we have the quadrants 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So here, meron tayong Cartesian plane. So we all know naman na yung quadrant 1 natin is yung x natin is 0, then yung y natin is 0. For the quadrant 2, sorry, for the quadrant 1, x natin is greater than 0 and yung y natin is greater than 0. For the quadrant 3, so 2 pala, sorry, yung x natin is less than 0 kasi ito yung mga negative na part. And then yung y natin is positive 0 pa din, then greater than 0 pa din. So for the quadrant 3, we have the x natin and y natin is less than 0. Kasi dito na yung mga negative yung din yung y natin. For the quadrant 4 naman, positive yung x natin and then greater than 0. And yung y natin is negative kasi less than 0 tayo. So as you can see, yung sa points natin, so for the quadrant 1, lahat sila positive. For the quadrant 2 naman, yung points natin is, yung x natin dito is negative, yung y naman natin dito is positive. Sa quadrant 3, both are negative. And for the quadrant 4, yung y natin yung negative and yung x natin is positive. So always remember yan guys ha. So sa angle naman tayo, so ang angle theta natin dito, yan siya, with a radius of r. So yan. So dito, yung angle natin is pag yung rotation niya, guys is counterclockwise. So positive yan. Okay? Okay, next. So here, so meron tayong acute angle theta. So kung mapapansin ninyo, yung angles natin by quadrant, so ito. So sa quadrant 1, ito, quadrant 1, we already know na yung quadrant 1 natin is from 0 to 90. Okay? Sa quadrant 2 naman is from 90 to 180 yung angle natin. Sa quadrant 3 is from 180 to 270. And for the quadrant 4, we have the 270 hanggang 360. So always remember yan guys. So next, okay. Para naman sa trigonometric functions natin, so in every quadrant, yung six trigonometric functions natin is magkakaiba yung operations niya. Kasi, kung i-drawing natin, okay, kung mag-drawing ako ng acute angle dito, ganyan, yan siya. So we all know naman na ito yung opposite natin pag ito yung angle natin dito. Tapos ito yung adjacent natin. Yan. Opposite and adjacent. And then, ito yung hypotenuse natin. So sa quadrant 1, lahat ng trigonometric functions natin is positive. 'Di ba? Kasi we all know naman na yung x natin or yung adjacent natin is positive, and then yung y natin, which is yung uh, opposite natin, is positive din. Okay? So instead of let's say na ginagamit natin na a ito, so we can also have, let's say, y yan. Okay? Yung opposite natin, we have the b, and then pwede din yan siyang x. Okay? Para mas hindi kayo malito kung naka Cartesian plane tayo. Okay. Sige, for the quadrant 2 naman, so dito sa quadrant 2, yung positive lang dito is yung sine lang at saka cosecant. Kasi, yan. So ito yung y natin, ito yung x natin. Tapos ito yung angle natin, ano. Yan siya. Okay. So we all know naman na ang sine natin is opposite over adjacent. So positive yan siya ang sine natin. Sa cosine naman, minus tayo. Adjacent, adjacent over hypotenuse. Kasi yung x natin dito, so we all know naman y over c. C pa din yung gamit natin dyan. Okay? So positive yung y natin dyan, tapos positive din yung c natin. So positive yung sine natin. Yung cosine naman natin is negative kasi yung x natin dito is negative. For the tangent, so since yung x natin is negative, so magiging uh, negative na din yan siya. Kasi we all know naman na tangent is opposite over adjacent. So y over x. And then for the cosecant, kabaliktaran lang ng sine natin. So positive din yan. And the remaining two, secant and cotangent, is kabaliktaran din ng dalawa since negative yung dalawa sa taas. So negative na din ito. For the quadrant 3 naman, kung magdo-drawing na naman tayo ulit. So pag ganyan, yan siya. Okay? So ito yung x pa din natin. Ito yung y natin. Ito yung angle natin. So kung makikita ninyo, yung sine natin kasi opposite over hypotenuse. So negative na kasi nasa ibabang part na siya. So yung y natin kasi dito is negative na. Yan. So negative yung y natin dito. So yung sine natin is minus. Yung cosine naman natin is negative pa din. And then yung tangent natin, since yung x natin and y natin is negative, so magiging positive ito. For the cosecant naman at secant, so since same lang naman sila doon sa reciprocal ng sine and cosine, so negative pa din yan. And then sa cotangent naman, we have the positive. So para naman dito sa quadrant 4, so kung i-drawing natin, ito yung y natin, ito yung x natin. So yung y natin is negative pa din, tapos yung theta natin is dito. So yung sine natin is negative, yung cosine naman natin is positive, 'di ba? Kasi x natin dito is positive. For the tangent, negative siya kasi yung y natin dito is negative. Cosecant is negative pa din kasi yung sine natin is negative. So secant natin is positive kasi yung cosine natin is positive. For the cotangent, negative pa din. Okay, next. Okay, here. So we need to find the exact values of all six trigonometric functions kung ang kanyang degree is 120. Okay? So 120 is lagpas na siya sa quadrant 1. So magiging quadrant 2 na siya. So nasa quadrant 2 na siya. And always remember doon yung quadrant 2, 'di ba? Yung sign natin is positive. Kasi kung makikita ninyo, yung x natin yung y natin dito is yung x natin, tapos yung y naman natin dito is uh, yung square root of 3 natin. Okay. Ayusin ko lang. So we have here x. So negative na yung x natin dyan. Ano? So sin 120 natin is y over r. Yung r natin is yung 2. So y over r is square root of 3 over 2. Okay? Kasi square root of 3 over 2. For the cosine naman, x over r. So negative 1 over 2. Kasi yung 1 natin dito is nasa kabilang side na siya ng x. So negative na. For the tangent, so y over x, so we have square root of 3 over negative 1. So negative square root of 3 na tayo. 'Di ba? Madali lang. Basta, you need to remember kung ano yung values ng ah, mga values natin. Kung nasan yung x natin or yung b natin, tapos yung y natin is yung a natin, tapos yung c natin or yung r natin. Ano? Okay? So dito, kasi Cartesian naman yung ginamit natin, so we will need to use the x, y, and r na. Okay? Para hindi na kayo malito. So, doon kanina kasi A and B, A, B, C yung gamit natin. So, dito kasi naka-Cartesian na siya. So, X, Y, and R na. So, for the cosecant naman, we have R and R over Y. So, 2 over square root of 3. And then, yung secant natin is R over X. So, 2 over negative 1. Or, we can say negative 2 na ito. Okay? And then, for the cotangent naman, we have x over y. So, negative 1 over square root of 3 tayo. So, yan lang. So, yan yung pagkuha natin ng 6 trigonometric functions para sa 120 degrees. Okay? So, yung kanina kasi, uh, nasa 90 degrees lang tayo. So, ito is over 90 degrees na. So, paano na siya? So, ang relationship niyon is gamitan lang ninyo ng Cartesian plane. Okay? So, next. Okay. Punta naman tayo sa general triangle. For the general triangle, uh, meron siyang cases kasi uh, we all know naman na hindi lahat ng triangle is nagfo-form ng right angle. Okay? So, meron din tayong oblique triangles na tinatawag. Kasi yung acute triangle natin has an acute angle and yung obtuse triangle natin has an obtuse angle. So yan yung mga oblique triangles natin. So we need to have a 4 cases. Ano? Okay? So we have 4 cases. Yung isa dyan is we have one side and two angles. Yan, one side and two angles. Yung binibigay. So, yung mga cases na to, ito yung mostly na given. Okay? So, ang isa naman, case 2, paano naman daw kung two sides and one opposite angle? Okay? And then, ang case 3 is two sides and an angle between them. And for the case 4, we have three sides. So, pag ang given lang is tatlong side. So, if we are given all three angles, we could not determine the sides uniquely. So, we need to find the similarity of an infinite number of triangles that have the same angles. Ano? Sige. To know more, let's proceed, guys. Okay. Para mas maintindihan natin yung general triangle, meron naman tayong right triangle kanina. So, pwede natin yung gamitan ng Pythagorean theorem. Pero paano kung yung triangle natin is hindi siya naka-form ng right triangle? So, meron tayong dalawang law at tatlong law pala, which yung first is yung law of sines. So, kung yung triangle natin has a side lengths of A, B, and C, and then the opposite angles natin is A, B, and C pa din. So, yung formula para sa law of sine is A over sine A is equal to B over sine B, and then C is equal over sine C. Okay? Ito yun siya kapag halimbawa yung mga triangles natin are pwedeng acute, yung acute angles na acute triangle natin, or obtuse naman yung mga angles natin, or obtuse triangle. So acute, so ito mga acute angles na acute triangle natin, sorry. Uh, so acute triangle. So lahat sila is less than 90 yung mga angles natin. Acute triangle, and then we have the obtuse. Yan. So yung isang angle natin is more than 180. Sorry, 90 degrees. So ito naman yung obtuse triangle natin. Yan siya. So, uh, paki-familiarize ng law of sines natin. So, sa law of sines, ito lang naman. Yung A natin is equal over sine A is equal to B over sine B, and C over sine C. So, next. So, ito. So, paano daw natin isolve yung triangle ABC na meron siyang given na A, meron tayong isang given na side, and then dalawang angle. Okay? So we can find the third angle by subtracting the other two angles from 180, and then use the law of sines to find the two unknown sides. So first, we all know naman na yung sum ng interior angle ng triangle natin of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. Tama naman, di ba? So first, uh, kunin na lang muna natin yung angle B. So para makuha daw yan, so ito, we have 180 degrees kasi yan naman yung total sum ng interior angles natin. Minus lang natin sa angle A and then angle C, which is 180 minus 41 minus 75. So, yung angle B natin is 64. So, meron na tayong angle B. Para naman makuha natin yung side B and C, so gagamit na lang tayo ng law of sine. Okay? So, para sa angle B, side B, we need to use the law of sine. So, dito, gamit lang tayo ng ratio and proportion. So, B over sine B, and then is equal to A over sine A. So, need to substitute the given. So, meron naman tayong value ng A dito, which is 10. And then, sine B is yung na-solve natin kanina, which is 64. So, 64 over sine 41 or sine A natin. So, ang value ng B natin is 13.7. Para naman sa value ng C natin or ng side C natin, ganun pa din, law of sine. So, we need to, yan, cross multiply lang to determine the value of C. So, A sine C over A sine A. Okay? So, value of A natin is 10. Sine C natin is sine 75. Then, sine A natin is 41. So, sine 41. So, compute nyo lang. Ang lalabas sa calculator nyo is 14.7. Okay? So, yun lang. So, next, after ng law of sine or sine law, meron naman tayong cosine. So, most cases daw, yung problems of sides and angles of triangle cannot be used by the law of sines. So, hindi daw mostly magagamit yung law of sines kung yung angles natin at yung sides natin. Especially daw pag nasa case 3 na tayo, which is pag yung given lang is two sides and then isang angle lang din. Okay? Angles between them. Kasi we all know naman na yung law of sines is kailangan mo ng dalawa. So meron kang uh, dal- meron kang dalawang side tapos alam mo din yung dalawang angle. Okay? So kung mayroon ka ng dalawang angle, so okay na rin 'yon. So pwede mo nang makuha yung isang angle doon by using the sum of all interior angles, yung kaninang ginawa natin. Tapos for the side naman is, yun na, yung law of sine na. Kasi hindi naman natin pwedeng gamitin yung Pythagorean theorem dito. Kasi hindi naman siya right triangle. Okay? So para daw dito, the angle between two sides of a triangle is often called the included angle. Okay? So, kung ganito daw, pag two sides yung binigay, tsaka isang angle lang, so mostly, yung magagamit natin dito is yung law of cosine. Okay? Kasi kung mapapansin naman ninyo, sa formula niya, we have a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine A. Okay? Then, the remaining naman is b squared is equal to c squared plus a squared minus 2ca cosine B. And then, yung isa is c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine C. Okay? Kung mapapansin ninyo, dalawang side tapos isang angle. Yung kanina kasi, yung sa law of sine, so A over sine A is equal to B over sine C. Sine B. Siya. So dito, mostly, magagamit mo din naman. Okay? Pero kapag yung two sides and yung angle between them lang yung ah, pwede mong mahanap. Okay? So dito, mostly na yan siya. Paano pa ganyan? Okay? Yan siya. So yung given lang natin is yung halimbawa yung A lang, yung B, tsaka yung angle between them. Okay? So hindi mo kasi pwedeng magamit ng sine law ito kasi isang angle lang yung given natin. Okay? So it's better na gumamit ka na lang ng cosine law. Okay? Sige, next. Proceed tayo. So we have here some examples. So we need to solve for the triangle ABC that has a given angle, which is angle A, is equal to 30. And then uh, yung sides niya na B is equal to 4 and C is equal to 5. So dito pa lang, we all know na hindi natin pwedeng magamit si sine law. Okay? So first, kunin muna natin yung value ni A. Sorry. Sige. For the value of A, we need to use the cosine law. So A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine A. Okay? So, substitute mo lang yung mga given values, which is yung B, 4, then yung C natin is 5, tapos yung angle A natin is 30. So, solve mo lang to, add mo lang to sila, add mo yung dalawa, then minus mo dito, and then square mo lang both sides. So, dito na lang. A squared is equal to, so 4 squared plus 5 squared minus 2, 4 times 5 cosine 30. So, ang answer natin is okay, 6.35. Sorry. Okay. Dito tayo ulit. So, 6.36. So, square root mo lang both sides. Squared para makuha mo yung value ni A, which is 2.52. Yan siya. So, after mo nakuha yung uh, A natin, so let's solve for the angle B. So, for the angle B, we need to use the cosine pa din. So, ito na. From here, uh, transfer natin yung dalawa dito. So, magiging C squared plus A squared minus b squared. Or yung kanina is yung ginawa niya para maging positive na lang pala to. Ayan. So, ito na lang yung transfer niya sa kabila. Ayan. Transfer niya sa kabila. And then, yung b naman yung transfer niya dito. So, c squared plus a squared minus b over 2ca. So, ito. Dinivide niya lang sa 2ca. Para maiwan na lang si cosine b. Okay? Then, after that, substitute mo lang yung mga values natin. So, ang answer natin is 0.6091. So, paano mo makuha si B? So, you need to divide lang by cosine. Or, kung sa calculator, cosine -1, 0.6091. Then, hit equals. So, ang answer is 52.5 degrees. Always remember, pag angles, meron tayong degrees dapat. Okay, nakuha na natin yung value ni B. So, para makuha na lang natin yung value ni C, so pwede na natin magamit yung sum of interior angles. So, which is 180 minus the value of A, which is 30, and the value of B natin is 52.5 degrees. So, ang answer is, yung C natin is 97.5 degrees. So, yun lang. So, mostly, pag yung given lang is yung angle, tapos yung sides niya. So, yung angle natin is nasa gitna, napapagitnaan ng dalawang legs or dalawang sides. So, yung gamitin nyo is law of cosine. Sige, next. Okay. So, meron tayong isa pa, which is the law of tangents. So, sa law of tangents, ito yung first described by the French mathematician Francois Viet or Viete. So, kung meron tayong ABC, tapos meron din tayong angles na ABC din. So, ito yung kanyang formula. So, A minus B is equal to A plus B over, sorry, A minus B over A plus B is equal to the tangent of 1/2 angle A minus B over the tangent of 1/2 of angle A plus B naman. And then, ito din yung sa BC at saka CA lang. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan natin, let's solve some problems. Okay. Yan. So, we need to solve the missing values. So, here, meron tayong angles na given, na angle lang pala, which is angle C, that is equal to 96 degrees. And then, B naman, that is -3, and A, which is -5. So, A natin dito, so we need to solve for letter A, for angle A, for side C, and angle B. So, para makuha si angle A and angle B, so we have here, the sum of interior angles, ano? So, kunin lang natin yung value ni A and B, A plus B. So, A plus B is equal to 180 degrees minus C, sorry, is equal to 84. Yan. So, yung value ng angle A plus B natin is 84 na. So, pwede na natin itong masubstitute doon sa value or sa formula ng law of tangents. Okay? So, we have here the values by substituting it. So a minus b over a plus b. So 5 minus 3 over 5 plus 3. Ito. And then equals to tangent 1 half a minus b. Ayan. A minus b over tangent 1 half 84 degrees. Kasi we all know naman na ang values ni a and b, a plus b pala, is 84. Yan siya. So, cross multiply lang. Yan. Cross multiply. Tangent 1 half a minus b is equal to 2a tan 42. Kasi 5 minus 3 over 5 plus 3 minus 3, 5 minus 3, 5 plus 3 is 1/4. Tapos, times the tangent so ang answer is 2/8 tangent 42. And then 2/8 tangent 42 is 0.2251. Then let's solve for the a minus b. Okay? So 1 half a minus b is equal to 12.7 degrees. Kasi yung tangent, yung 0.2251 natin is we need to divide it lang by the tangent. So, ganito yung kanyang muka. Tangent 0.2251. Yan. So, ang answer is 12.7. And then, times mo lang ng 2, both sides, para makancel yung 1 half sa kabila. So, ang answer is 25.4. So, meron ka ng value ni a minus b, tsaka value ni a plus b. So, ang gagawin mo na lang, you need to solve it using tabular method. So, a minus b is equal to 25.4 and then a plus b is equal to 84. So, makakancel out yung b natin. So, we have 2a is equal to 109.4 degrees. So, divide mo lang both by 2. So, ang answer is, we have the value of a which is 54.7. And then, si para makuha si B, substitute mo lang doon kahit dito saan dito. So, ito na lang yung ginamit natin. So, B is equal to 84 minus 54.7, which is the value of A natin. So, ang value ni B is 29.3 degrees. To get the value of side C, we can use the sine law, which is C is equal to A sine C over sine A. So we have here 5 sine 96, which is yung value ni C, then sine 54.7. Then we have here the answer that is 6.09. So mostly, yung law of tangent is pag nasanay ka na din na gamitin yung law of tangents, pwede mo na din siyang magamit sa ganito na uh, problem. Pero mostly, yung ginagamit lang kasi, yung ginagamit natin is yung sine law, tsaka yung cosine law. Kasi mas maraming kang i-memorize sa law of tangents, di ba? Kung kayo ang papipiliin. So mostly, ito siya na problem. We can use the cosine law na lang here to find the unknown, the unknown here. So pwede ng cosine law yung gamitin natin dito. Pero uh, it's up to you kung anong method yung gusto niyong gamitin. Okay. Sige, let's continue. Okay. Aside sa trigonometric functions, meron din tayong trigonometric identities. So, for the trigonometric identities, please make sure na familiarize nyo yung trigonometric identities kasi gamit na gamit to sa uh, sa engineering subjects ninyo, especially sa integral tsaka sa DEFCAL ninyo. Okay? We have here different trigonometric identities. First, we have the Pythagorean identities. So, base ito sa property ng right triangle. So, for the Pythagorean identities, we have cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta is equal to 1. And then, yung kabila is 1 plus cotangent squared theta is equal to cosecant squared theta. And then, 1 plus tangent squared theta is equal to secant squared theta. Pero mostly, yung ginagamit lang sa Pythagorean identities is yung nasa taas lang. Yung cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta is equal to 1. Kasi yung dalawang ito, makukuha mo na lang by dividing uh, both sides by sine and cosine. Okay? So, para makuha natin yung isa dyan, so yung cosine squared theta, ay, theta, okay? So, cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta is equal to 1. So, halimbawa, we divide it both sides by sine squared theta. So, sine squared theta and sine squared theta. Okay? So, we all know yung sine squared theta over sine squared theta is 1. Tapos, 1 over sine squared theta. So, yung kabaliktaran ng sine natin, which is, ito yung cosecant squared theta. Yung kanina, doon sa trigonometric identities, yung reciprocal niya. So, paki-review na lang din, pakibalik na lang. Then, we all know naman na cosine squared theta and sine squared theta is equal to tangent squared theta. Tama naman, di ba? Kasi tangent is equal to cosine over sine. So, pakibalik na lang din doon sa trigonometric identities natin. Okay? So, plus. So, meron na tayong isa, which is ito. So, ang isa na naman, para makuha natin, cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta is equal to 1. So, divide lang natin sila both sides by cosine squared theta. Yan. So, cosine squared theta over cosine squared theta is 1 plus Sine squared theta over cosine squared theta is, mali pala ako. Yung kanina pala, tama pala, cotangent pala to. Sorry. Yan. Kasi x over y naman pala to. Yan siya. So, cotangent pala, sorry. Sorry. So, dito naman, sine squared theta over cosine squared theta is tan squared theta. And then, 1 over cosine squared theta, ito yung kabaliktaran ng cosine, ito yung secant squared theta. So, yun lang. So, mostly, yung Pythagorean identities, isa lang yung ginagamit natin. Ito, yung sa taas lang. Kasi, yung dalawa, makukuha naman siya by uh, dividing both sides by cosine squared theta or sine squared theta. Okay? Sige, next. We have here the even-odd identities. So it is related to the values of the trigonometric functions at a given angle to the value of the functions of the opposite angle. So, pag yung angle natin, so tan negative angle, so we have here the negative tan theta. So always, pag halimbawa, pag negative yung mga angles natin, we have negative din na uh, values ng identities. Maliban na lang sa cosine and secant. Okay? Yan siya. So next, so ito din, we have the reciprocal identities. So yung kanina. Define reciprocals of the trigonometric functions. So yun na nga. So, yung kabaliktaran nila, so kabaliktaran ng sine natin is 1 over cosecant, cosine natin is 1 over secant, yung tangent naman natin is 1 over cotangent. Then sa kabila naman, yung kabaliktaran ng cosecant is 1 over sine, secant is 1 over cosine, and cotangent naman is 1 over tangent. So we also have here the quotient identities. So define the relationship among the trigonometric functions. So for the tangent theta, so ito, tangent theta is sine theta over cosine theta. Kasi we all know naman na tan theta is yung pareho doon sa y over x, di ba? Then for the cotangent, we have x and y. Okay? And we all also know that sine is equal to y and cosine is equal to x. So, para hindi kayo malito. So, tangent theta is equal to sine theta over cosine theta and the cotangent is yung kabaligtaran lang ng tangent theta. So, next. So, we have here the sum in difference formulas for the cosine. So, sa sum in different formulas for the cosine, mostly yung para mas madali siya, yung ginagawa lang natin is, yung ginagawa namin is cos, cos, sin, sin sa cosine. So, cos, cos, sin, sin. So, kung halimbawa positive, cosine alpha plus beta. So, minus, pag positive ito, negative yung sa kabila. Kapag negative naman dito, positive naman yung sa kabila. Then, same pa din, cos, cos, sin, sin. So, cosine alpha, cosine beta, plus sine alpha, sine beta. Pag minus. Yan siya. For the sum and differences formulas naman, para sa sine, so dito, yung ginagawa naman natin is sin, cos, cos, sin. Yan siya. Kasi, tapos, yung operation naman is, pag positive ito, kung sign siya, positive din yung operation sa kabila. Kung negative naman, negative din dito. Then, proceed lang kayo. Since, sin, cos, cosine. Yung sa sign. Yung mauna natin dito is sin. Yung sa cosine naman is cos. Kaya cos, cosine, sin. Yan siya. For the tangent, so tangent of alpha plus beta, we have tangent alpha plus beta, tangent beta over 1 minus tangent alpha, tangent beta. And then for the negative naman, so as you can see, kabaliktaran din. So tangent alpha minus naman dito, yung sa kabila kanina, pag positive dito, positive din yung sa taas. Tapos negative naman yung sa kabila, yung sa ilalim. Yung dito naman, pag minus, yung operation dito sa kabila, sa right, left part, sorry, left part, yung right part naman natin is tapos sa 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 upper part is negative din. Dito naman sa ilalim is positive. Yan siya. So these are um, some of the trigonometric identities natin. So meron pa. So we have the complementary identities. For the complementary identities, so dito, uh, ang sin theta natin is equal to cosine. Pwede din yun siya, pi over 2 or 90 minus theta. Yan siya. 90 minus angle. Okay? So dito, tangent theta is equal to cotangent 90 minus tan theta. Second theta is equal to cosecant 90 minus theta. And then for the cosine is sine 90 minus theta. Cotangent is tangent sine 90 minus theta. And cosecant is equal to secant 90 minus theta. Okay? Because we all know naman pi is equal to 180. And pi over 2, oh, sorry. So pi over 2 is 90. Yan. Then for the double angle identities, we have sine 2 theta is equal to 2 sine theta cosine theta. For the cosine 2 theta, we have cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta is equal to 1 minus, or pwede din siyang 1 minus 2 sine theta, 2 sine squared theta, or pwede din na 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. And then for the tangent 2 theta, we have 2 tangent theta over 1 minus tangent squared theta. For the half angles, we have here to yung kanina. So sine alpha over squared 2 is equal to positive or negative square root of 1 minus cosine alpha over 2. And then for the cosine, we have positive or negative pa din. 1 plus naman. Kung kanina dito sa sine is negative, yung sa cosine naman is positive. For the tangent, we can use the sine alpha over 1 plus cosine alpha or 1 minus cosine alpha over sine alpha. So, yan siya. So, para mas maintindihan natin, let's try to solve some problems. Okay? So, here, we have, or we need to verify if the tan theta times cosine theta is equal to sine theta. So, for the solution, so here, pwede na yung para ma-prove natin yung kabila yung ah sorry, yung kabila yung i-verify natin. Yan siya. So tangent theta, cosine theta. So we all know naman na ang quotient identities ng tangent natin is equal to sine theta over cosine theta. So, pakibalikan na lang doon sa value kanina ng mga identities natin. So, we have here sine theta over cosine theta. And then, since naka-times man ito, yung cosine natin dito, tapos yung cosine natin dito is maka-cancel out. So, ang naiwan na lang is yung sine theta. So, equal naman talaga si tan theta cosine theta sa sine theta. Okay? So, next, we need to simplify the uh, 5 sine squared theta plus 4 cosine squared theta. So, paano daw ito? So, pwede na si cosine squared theta yung hanapan natin ng identities. Okay? So, cosine squared theta is equal to sine squared theta from the Pythagorean theorem na cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta is equal to 1. So, kasi cosine naman yung hinahanap natin. So, transfer lang natin sa kabila and then change lang yung operation which is 1 minus sine squared theta na. So, answer here is 5 sine squared theta plus 4. Then, distribute mo lang or expand mo lang siya. So, meaning magiging 4 minus 4 sine squared theta. So, uh, add mo lang yung same. Then, or i-minus mo lang. So, we have here yung same natin. 5 sine squared theta minus 4 sine squared theta. So, it is equal to sine squared theta plus 4. So, yun na siya. So, what if naman kung si sine naman daw? Kung ito naman yung sinolve natin. So, sige. So, 5. So, we also know naman na ang value ng sine squared theta is 1 minus cosine squared theta plus 4 cosine squared theta. So, yan siya. So, equals to, so expand lang natin ito. So, 5 minus 5 cosine squared theta plus 4 cosine squared theta. And then, minus mo lang or add mo yung dalawa. So, negative 5 cosine squared theta plus 4 cosine squared theta. So, ang answer is 5 minus cosine squared theta. So, it's either of the two yung kanyang answer. Sige, let's continue. Okay, ito, isa pa. So, we need to verify if the second squared theta minus 1 over second squared theta is equal to sine squared theta. So, we have here two solutions. So, pwede na yung depende dito kung ano yung gagamitin natin. So, here, yung isa, yung second squared theta, ginamit niya yung Pythagorean identities pa din dito. Yan, Pythagorean identities. Tan 2 theta from the 1 plus tan 2 theta is equal to second squared theta. Okay? So, yung value ni second squared theta is kinuha lang dito. Minus 1 over second squared theta. And then, Cross multiply lang. So we have here secant squared theta is equal to tan squared theta plus 1. Sorry. Bali yung another pala is yung secant squared theta natin from here, ito, yan siya. So pwede natin yan siyang i-verify ulit. Change natin yung values niya to another identities. So we all know that yung tangent natin is equal to tan 2 theta over secant theta. Yan siya. So ito, in-expand natin, magiging ganito na. Kasi we all know naman na tangent 2 theta times 1 over secant theta. So, tangent 2 theta, so si 1 over cosine secant squared theta, we all know naman na kabaliktaran to ni cosine squared theta, yung reciprocal identities. Yan siya. So, stay put lang muna tayo dito. So, hanap naman tayo ulit. Cosine 2 theta. Balik tayo dito. 1 over secant theta. So, we have here, pwede din na ang values niya is sine 2 theta over cosine 2 theta. Okay? And then for the tangent 2 theta, we have here sine 2 theta is equal to cosine 2 theta. And then, we all know naman na tan 2 theta is equal to sine 2 theta. Sige. For the solution number 2, ito, mas mabilis. So, secant 2 theta minus 1 over secant 2 theta. So, kinuha niya lang. So, naging distribute niya lang ito, in-expand niya lang. So, secant 2 theta over secant 2 theta is equal minus 1 over secant 2 theta. So, 1 kasi equal to 1 naman yan. Tapos, we all know naman na 1 over secant 2 theta is cosine. And then, 1 minus cosine squared is sine 2 theta. Ginamit niya lang yung Pythagorean theorem, identities natin dito. Siya. Okay, next. Okay. We have here radian measures. So, radian measures. So far, we've been using the degrees as our unit of measurements for the angles. Pero, meron ding another way to measure angles that is often more convenient. So, ito yung radian measures natin. So, it is associated on a central angle of the circle with the arc that it intercepts. Sorry. So, we need to consider that a circle has a radius of r that is greater than 0. So, sa geometry, yung circumference natin, which is c, of the circle, is equal to 2 pi r. So, ang circumference daw, so ang isang bilog natin is equal to 2 pi r or 360 degrees. Tama naman, di ba? Tapos, yung pi naman natin, we have 3.1415. Yan siya. So, dito, kung mapapansin ninyo sa mga figures, kung ang angle natin is 90, yung radian measures niya naman, yung radian niya is equal to pi squared r. Yan. And then for the 180 naman, we have the pi r. And then for the 360, yun na nga, 2 pi r. Yun siya. Okay, next. Here, how to derive or convert degrees to radians and radians to degrees. Sorry. Di na dapat radians ito. Radians. Okay. Radians to degrees. Yan siya. Radians to degrees. For the degrees to radians, we have here if the x degrees, so we need to solve it by pi over 180 times the given degree. And then its unit is radians or nakarad. Rad lang. Radian or rad. Ganyan. And then for the radians naman, 2 degrees, we have the x radian is equal to kabaliktaran lang ng 180 over pi times the uh, x, then degrees done din. So ito, uh, let's try to solve some radian measures. So we need to convert 18 degrees to radians. So si 18 times mo lang ng pi over 180. Ang answer is pi over 10 rad. Okay? Don't forget uh, na meron tayong unit na rad. Okay? Don't forget to write it. So pag degrees to radians, uh, times mo lang ng pi over 180. So for the radians to degrees, times mo lang din ng pi, 180 over pi. Okay, next. Ito. So we need to convert pi over 9 radians to degrees. So si pi over 9 times mo lang ng 180 over pi. Ito, 180 over pi. So ang answer is 20 degrees. Kasi cancel out. Then 180 divide 9 is 20. Also, we have here the commonly used angles in radians. So for the degrees, we have here for 0, 0 din. For 30 is pi over 6, 45 is pi over 4, 60 is pi over 3. So you can familiarize this one. So si 90, we all know naman na kalahati ng pi natin. Kasi we all know that pi is equal to 180 degrees. Then for the 120, 2 pi over 3, 135 is 3/4 pi, and 150 is 5/6 pi. Then 210, 7/6 pi. Then 225 is pi 4, 5/4, 5 over 4 pi. And then 240 is 4 cube pi. And then 270 is 3 halves pi. 300 is 5 cube, 5/3 pi. And 315 is 7/4 pi. And 330 is 11/6 pi. And for the 360 is 2 pi. Okay. So next, we have here, so after the radian measures, we have here the arc length. So sa circle, ang radius natin, radius r, it is the length of an arc that is intercepted by the central angle with a radian measures pi is greater than or equal to 0. Then yung arc length natin is S or the arc length is equal to r theta. Okay? So ito siya, ito yung arc length natin. So meron daw tayong radius and then nirotate natin siya forming a angle. So we have here para makuha natin yung arc length. So we need to uh, times or multiply the radius doon sa kanyang formed angle. Okay? On the other hand, if the problem is looking for value of the angle of the sector, simply the equation is, so kung halimbawa naman, sorry, kung halimbawa naman yung theta natin yung hinahanap. So theta is equal to the arc length lang, yung arc length natin, divide mo lang sa radians or radius natin. Sige, next. Okay? For an example, in a circle of a radius, the r here is equal to 2 centimeters. So what is the arc length or the s here that is intercepted by the central angle that is measured by 1.5 rad. So uh, let's try to solve the arc length. So we all know naman na ang arc length is radius theta or multiply mo lang ang radius niya times sa angle natin. But always remember na central angle dapat. Okay? So times mo lang 2 times 1.2 is equal to 2.4 centimeters. So ito naman, a central angle in the circle of radius 5 meters cut off the arc length which is 2 meters. So what is the measure daw ng angle in radians? And measured lang din ng angle in degrees. So we just need to divide the arc length over the radians. So 2 over 5 is zero point 0.4 rads. So, zero point 0.4 rads, convert mo lang sa degrees by multiplying it by 180 over pi. Okay? So, 180 over pi times uh, zero point 0.4, yung answer niya is 22.92 degrees. So in rads, we have zero point 0.4 rads and in degrees, we have 22.96 degrees. So always remember kung ano yung tinatanong, dapat yun din yung ibibigay natin. Kung halimbawa, naka-radian siya, so in radians. So mostly, ang arc length natin is in radians. So pag halimbawa in degrees, so you need to convert lang. Sige, next. Okay. We have here the area of the triangle. For the area of the triangle, so we have here different cases. And also, we have here different types of triangle, ano? So first, we have the acute triangle. Yan. And then, we have here the right triangle and the obtuse triangle. So for these cases, we have different formulas and also definitions for the variables. For the first case, we have here the base and altitude, where um, its formula is yung mostly na ginagamit na sa area ng triangle, which is the 1/2 of the base times height natin. So we all know that the B is the base and the H is the altitude or the height of the triangle. So ito. So ito siya, height yan. Ito din, height din yan. So for the obtuse naman, so ito yung height niya. So we also have another case where um, it has two sides and an included angle. So for the included angle and two sides given, so meron tayong area is equal to 1/2 of AB sine theta. So we all know that AB here is the side lengths and the theta here is the angle between the given sides. So dapat, pag ginamit to, yung angle natin is in between the two sides. Okay? So dapat ito. Yan siya. Yan yung angle natin. If yung C and B is given. So what if naman pag three angles and one side? So for the three angles and one side, you can use the um, area is equal to A squared sine B sine C over 2 sine A, where the A is the given side and the A here na malaki is the angle opposite side of the A, side A natin. So given naman daw yung tatlong angle natin. So pag given ang tatlong angle at isang side, so ito pwede natin magamit si area natin, which is A squared sine A sine B sine C over 2 sine A, which is yung nasa ilalim is ito yung opposite na angle ng side natin. So pag three sides naman, so mostly ginagamit is Heron's formula, where first you need to get the semi-perimeter, which is summation of all sides, divide mo lang sa 2. Kasi semi-perimeter nga. So, area is square root of S times the quantity of S minus A, S minus B, and S minus C. Where we already know that A, B, and C is the side lengths. Okay? Sige, let's continue. Okay, so we need to find the area of a triangle ABC that has a given of A, an angle, which is 33 degrees, and a two sides, which is 5 and 7. So, ito, pwede natin magamit yung case 2, which is an angle and a two sides. So, using the formula, we have area is equal to 1/2 AB sine theta. So, you just need to substitute the given and then compute. So 1/2, 5, 7 times 7, then times sine 33, which is the um, angle. So the answer is 9.53. Okay? Next, we have the area of the triangle. Another, if the given is, we have three angles and one side. So, ito na, yung kanina. So, three angles and one side. So, you can use the formula A squared sine B sine C over 2 sine A. So, substitute the values or the given and then solve for it. So, for the area, we have here 12 squared sine 25, which is the angle B, and sine 40 C, angle C, over 2 sine 115, which is the angle opposite of the side, given side. So, ang answer is 21.58 uh, unit squared siya. So, next, another example, we have here three sides are given. So, if three sides are given, you can use the Heron's formula. So before you can use um, the formula, so you need to get the semi-perimeter. So add all the semi-perimeter and then divide by 2. So ang answer is we have here 8. So 4 plus 5 plus 7 divide 2. So we have here 8. And then let's go by using the formula, the area of the triangle of the Heron's formula. Okay. So square root of S, so which is 8, then 8 minus 5, 8 minus 4, then 8 minus 7. So ang answer is square root of 96 or 4 square root of 6, and approximately it is 9.8 units per seconds. Sorry, seconds. Sorry, squared rather. So next, okay. So hanggang dyan lang. So I hope na meron kayong natutunan and see you on the next module, guys. Thank you.